So, regret number 2 and 3, I'm going to put them in the same video because they are very similar. They have to do with tattoos. Okay, so at 18, I got 2 tattoos really close together and like in time. And the first one was like a friendship tattoo, and it's 3 letters. It feels so ridiculous even saying it. It's 3 letters um, that are from a monogram ring that I don't even know whose monogram it is. And I actually found the ring because I felt like I might as well share that. So in high school, one of our friends in like our friend group was walking in town and looked into a storm drain and found this ring, and it was like glistening. She found it there and she like fished it out, and um we thought that was so cool. Like, I don't know why, we really did. And as a group of friends, we all decided that we would come up with like a nickname for each of us based on that monogram ring. And so I did, and I'm not going to say what it is because there's so much that I want to share. And it was really fun. And there was like 7 of us, and we all had one. And myself and one of the other friends in the friend group decided we should totally get that tattooed on us. And we did. And I got it tattooed on my arm, like on my upper arm. And it was one of those things that was always, well, first of all, it didn't take long to realize that was a bad choice. And then, second of all, the font that I chose, um, it didn't really look like DWB. It looked more like DMB. And so people would always think like, "Oh, you're a big Dave Matthews Band fan." I was like, I like them fine, but I'm certainly not a fan like that. And um, and it's such a prominent place, like on your arm. And I was like, ooh, I don't like that I did that. And then, like, within a month of me getting that tattoo, I was in community college and taking philosophy 101, which, really either messed with my brain or opened up my brain, whichever way you want to put it. I loved it. I thought it was great. I still love philosophy to this day. But one of the quotes, I don't even remember who it was from, said, "There is more to life than merely just staying alive." And I love that. And I actually still really do love that quote. And I believe that, that's very true. And so I got that tattooed on my back. Now, that I consider a mistake for a different reason. So, going back to the arm tattoo, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm friendly with all those people in that friend group. We're not necessarily the closest people. And to think that I have something tattooed on my arm in such a prominent place, oh, what was I thinking? But at 18, you don't, you just don't know what you don't know. And so I do regret that one for the reason of like, it's silly and it's really hard to explain to people. Like, every so often I'll try to go through the thorough explanation. Um, but it's just, you just feel stupid. And then the other tattoo. Now, I actually regret that one for a different reason. So, with tattoos, you have to take care of them. That might be obvious to you. And I was told that you need to put sunscreen on it and, whatever else. I don't know because I never did any of it. And so I had this tattoo that I just never took care of. And, now it's, oh man, it's like over 20 years old. It looks okay, but not great. And I remember that sometimes people would ask me about the tattoo, like that one, like, what does that mean? Because it's in Latin. I don't know if I mentioned that. So it's not unusual for somebody to come up to me close and try to like look at it. It's on my back, like my upper back. And so I kind of forget that it's there half the time. And then somebody does that. I'm like, what is happening? And then I realize, like, oh, it's the tattoo. They're trying to look and see what the tattoo is. So, 18 getting tattoos, I don't recommend it. Now, I'm not against tattoos. I know many people with tattoos that are beautiful. These are not beautiful. Now, that might make you wonder, like, well, why don't you get it covered up and maybe made into a more beautiful tattoo? You're older and hopefully you would take care of a new tattoo. I don't even know if that's true. So I have to acknowledge like who I am as a person is not like a great maintenance person. So if I have to have another thing to maintain, it's one thing if it's like necessary stuff, but that's just not necessary. Do I need another stressful thing to think about? I just have to say, probably not. Okay. So the things, what do I regret? I regret getting a tattoo so young. I regret not knowing the quality of the tattoo work of the artist or the person who is going to be tattooing me. And I kind of regret not thinking of like, do you really want like another thing to have to worry about? And if you aren't worrying about it, is it a problem? Like, I didn't do enough research. And, this is 2000 something. So early 2000s, maybe 1999. The internet wasn't around. So I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't have a lot of family members that had tattoos, or if they did, they didn't take care of them. So yeah, I regret not thinking about that stuff. Oh, what did I learn from it? Well, you could say, oh, right, what did I learn from it? I learned that, you don't really necessarily know a lot about friendship related things when you're 18. Those people were and are very dear to me, but do I really need to have a friendship tattoo on my arm to remember them? No. So I guess it was just kind of, I don't know the right word. It's not short sightedness. It's just like, is it over enthusiasm? Like, I seriously don't even know if I could articulate what, like, the problem with getting a friendship tattoo at 18 would be. But it was a problem. I know that. Let's see. What did I learn from it? I learned a little bit more about my personality. Like, I don't want to maintain things. So, giving myself extra things to maintain really needs to be very meaningful. And if it's not very meaningful at a certain point, I'm probably just going to give up and not do it. So, kind of being more picky choosy about what I think I'm going to like invest my effort into. What would I do differently in the future? Well, I just stopped getting tattoos after those two. Because I was thinking, I was like, oh, I should just get another one. I was like, wait a second. You're getting crazy. You better take a time out. And I just took a permanent time out. And I considered like going to get like those tattoos covered. And I started thinking about it. It's like if I went to a tattoo artist and showed them my arm or my back and they came up with, a solution that, they worked on and that they thought was good, would I really be able to say, no, I don't like it? Knowing they invested hours of their time thinking about it. And I was just thinking, like, no, I don't think I could bear to say that to somebody. And I was like, if you don't have the courage to tell somebody you don't like their tattoo design, that you would just get it tattooed on you out of like social pressure that you are putting on yourself, like you are not mature enough for another tattoo. So don't do it. So I haven't done it. Now, what can I do about it now? That's like the last question. Question number 4. All right, what can I do about it now? I could get it covered up. I already told you about why that's gonna probably be a problem. I could get it removed, and I looked into that for a while. And as I was looking into it, I was learning about like the process with the laser, how it like breaks up the ink, and then your body kind of like absorbs it and filters it out. And I was talking with somebody, this is like, I think 90% true. So just, do your own research, please. I was talking with somebody about this, and I think it was my dermatologist. And I was telling her about it because she said she stopped doing tattoo removals. So we were talking about that. And I said, like, I heard somewhere that it goes through your lymph nodes. And she's like, yeah, it does, because your lymph nodes are the ones that like filter your blood. And that kind of sent off like alarm bells in my head. And so I was talking with my mom about it, and she used to be a histologist, which, was like somebody who works very closely with like oncology and, all of that in the hospital. And she's like, you don't want to do anything that's going to mess with your lymph nodes. That's going to give them more stress, more issues, like their filtering system. Do whatever you can to not stress them out. So I was like, all right, I'm just not going to get it removed. So I'm stuck with this one dumb tattoo that I really don't like, prominently placed on my arm. And then the other tattoo on my back, which I like fine, but wouldn't get again. So those are my regrets. They're kind of silly, a little bit dopey, like not a huge regret, but like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. But those number 2 and number 3.